Hello everyone, my name is Bygl and welcome back to another episode here from Bygl Plays Minecraft, episode 71, I believe, maybe? Last episode we began the construction of one of my most anticipated projects, one of the projects that I was most looking forward to, and today we shall continue the production of the automatic potion brewing machine over here. If you guys remember, we made this book to see what we're missing and what we still need to gather, and blaze rods and gas tiers are the last two things for these four machines that we have back here. So for today I thought we could do, as you can probably see by the potions of fire resistance in my inventory, we're gonna be doing a blaze farm. I will say though that I do not have a lot of experience with building blaze farms or anything of the like. I built just the one, and even that was with a friend who was helping me guide me along the way on how to build them properly. But I'm gonna show you the idea and the plan that I have for this, right? So I built a small example area because I'm probably not gonna be able to be explaining it while I'm building it at the Nether Fortress, as I will be pelted by fireballs left, right, and center. But yeah, this is what we're gonna go for. I think this is 9 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 blocks. Yep. We have 4 lava sources in the corners and a unburnable fence gate in the middle. And I might be wrong, but this seems like everything we need. I think it might be just this simple. I don't know. As I said, I don't know what the most efficient way to do blaze farms is. But this seems pretty good, no? The area where blazes spawn will be built out of red stained glass and nether bricks, by the way. That's what we're gonna go for. And I guess there is no time to waste, right? I'm just gonna very quickly grab these 2 buckets of lava. I'm gonna fly towards the thing. Now this is our nether fortress where we farm our wither skulls and whatnot. Just in case you were wondering, we have 2 blaze spawners over here. Sadly, they are not quite close enough for us to make a double spawner, which is really unfortunate because they're this close. If that one was like over there about that road instead of that one, then it would probably work. But yeah, I'm just gonna very quickly drink up my blaze resistance potion, as I like to call them. Now we are immune to their fireballs, and also yeah, the night vision in the nether is really awesome, I will say. It's maybe a little too awesome because it's kind of burning holes into my eyes. But yeah, I'm just gonna take this down and we're gonna build up this rectangle around the spawner. Oh, the melee attacks can still hurt you, by the way. Watch out for those. I am not sure if I feel extremely powerful right now or extremely afraid, but I think it's a little bit of both. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh, my ears, please. Shut up. And blaze spawner contained. Holy smokes, that was an ordeal. Oh boy. Alright, well, there it is. Who's shooting me? Dang it, I have no idea where that even came from. Yeah, pretty simple build for the amount of effort that went into it. The funnel seems to be working pretty well. All of the blazes are going towards there in the middle. And now we just need to figure out how to stop them from spawning, because, you know, it's good that there is so many of them. That means the farm is gonna be working really well. But when I want to do some maintenance and stuff, we're gonna need to figure out how to turn it off. And I think there is a way to do it if you have a lava pouring over it to create light sources in certain areas. And if you have enough lava, it should make them stop spawning. I don't actually know where the lava should go. It's probably like here and here, or here and here, so let me test it out a little really quickly. Okay guys, I figured out how you're supposed to do it. So we are supposed to have 2 blocks diagonally away from the spawner, and then 1 lava source over here and 1 lava source over here. Previously I thought it was like this, but no, it's the other way around. And yeah, I put in the lava a little bit quick there, so there's some weird stuff happening. What we're probably gonna do with the lava, however, is we're gonna take I don't have any normal pistons, so we have to take the sticky ones. So we're gonna put the lava sources above the pistons, and then we can retract them using redstone, and that way we can have a on-off switch for the farm. This piston will not burn, right? Pistons can't burn. Can they? Oh no. Yeah, this actually works really well. There is just one small issue, and also it looks really cool, by the way, like from the top. And when you are flying towards the farm, we just need to decorate it a little bit, and I think it's gonna fit in really nicely. The issue is, though, that since these are sticky pistons that I put in, yeah, they retract the block when they are not supposed to. So I have to fix this, I have to replace them, but then it's gonna be basically flawless, I think. Alright, the normal pistons are now in place, but I noticed a new problem appearing. They are getting funneled towards the sides of the farm, so I think we're gonna need to put in some more buckets there in the middle, and then it's gonna be fine. Maybe. I hope. There might be a new problem that crops up after we do it, but we'll see. They are still spawning! Even with the spawn-proofing lava in there. I think I messed up something big time. Oh no. Okay, I did a little bit of research, I checked out what other people are doing, and apparently doing the corners of a 5x5 square should be better. It is slightly closer, the lava I mean, is slightly closer to the spawner than in the previous design, so I guess that would make sense if this worked. I'm just gonna get rid of all of this stuff that we don't need here now, like these pistons for example. Okay, now that's just plain old rude. It's not enough still. Oh no, okay. Okay, even after adding all of these lava pools, lava falls, however you want to call them, and we still have blazes spawning in the corners over here, while it is not supposed to be able to let anything spawn. So at this point, after seeing where these blazes spawn, like right there, near the windows, yeah, I figured out that I made the whole thing one block too big if I want to prevent them from spawning. So yeah, a sensible person, what a sensible person would probably do is they would, you know, go for the effort and shrink the box, and they would make the whole thing work as it is intended. But no, we're not a normal person. We're gonna force this to work. Whether it wants to work or not, we're gonna make this work somehow. Finally, peace and quiet. Look how pleasant this is to be near of. No sounds, no danger, no anything. It's beautiful, it's amazing. And what a time to be alive, right? What a time to be alive to see the most overcomplicated blaze spawner lock or disabling system, however you want to call it. You know what this is. So we have a lava source completely near the wall over here, one in the corner and one slightly towards us, and it is enough to spawn proof the whole thing. Look at that. I know you're supposed to, you know, only have 4 of these, and it works completely fine if you actually build it in the right dimensions, so that would be 1 block less than what we did today over here. But yeah. Anyway, let's turn it on or off, or, you know, we turn on the lock, which turns on the farm. So we turned off the lava stopping, you know what I mean. Anyway, yeah, the blazes should start spawning. There they go. We do have lava over there now, so they should get funneled whenever they go. Oh, I'm actually seeing some problems. You see that? Those are actually lava sources which are pointing towards the wall, so that might be an issue. Maybe, potentially, we'll keep an eye out for that. But other than that, it seems to be that they are going in all of the correct directions all the time. So let's go down into the killing chamber I built over here. Okay, I need to stop myself, by the way. I say over here way too much, I noticed, while editing my videos. But hey, look at this. I just built this little thing. It's ugly, but who cares? We can kill the blaze is over here. I said the thing again, my bad. And all of the drops will go down into the chest. I don't think we need a storage system or anything, because getting blaze rods is a really long and arduous task, and there is no way we're gonna be getting more than just a couple of stacks at a time. The most I'm willing to be here for is probably a double chest, so a double chest is gonna be way more than enough for us, and they seem to be going down at a reasonable rate. I am hoping they won't get stuck on the hopper somehow, where we can't hit them, because they do tend to fly upwards every once in a while. They actually seem to be getting stuck right over there. Let's see if any of them squeezed through. No, they have not. Huh. Okay, there might be actually a pretty easy solution for this, now that I'm thinking about this. If we put walls in these areas, that's gonna make the space where they can go slightly bigger, and it should still hopefully work then. But they seem to squeeze through eventually. Even still, maybe if we just remove that block over there, it should be way better. Trying to figure out the improvements to the farm right now. Adding the walls to create a bigger space where the blazes can go through, and I already removed those blocks from over there. And now we just need to replace all of these. And I don't know if we should replace the glass as well or not. I kind of wanna keep that over there, and this is already quite a big upgrade in space anyway, but we don't need to do all the 4 sides to make this work, I don't think at least. This looks considerably worse, but still, let's go up there, let's turn it on and let's see if that's better or not. I mean, come on, look how cool this disabling system looks compared to just having 4 blocks. I mean, look at that, it looks like some evil genius's contraption or something. What we lose in efficiency, we gain in aesthetics, if nothing else. So let's see if we still get any of those blazes caught on that trapdoor over there, and if not, then this is a done project for the day. And with those hoppers in place, we can call this farm done and dusted for the day. A pretty simple project, I will say, a pretty simple project. The biggest headache was obviously the shut-off system, which we don't even need, because this doesn't really affect enemies spawning in the surrounding area, I don't think. That's how I think, at least, mobs from spawners work. I have no idea. But are you guys listening to me? I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just assuming information, and that's how I got to this point in the game. Anyway, yeah, they are kind of slowly just getting stuck at the top, but they eventually fall through. Anyway, it seems, at least. I think I'm gonna do a brainstorming session still to try and figure out how to make them stop going up and down all the time, but other than that, I am more than happy to call this done. This is way more than enough blaze rods that we can get from here. This was like 1 minute of killing. If we can get a blaze rod stack in 1 minute, that is more than enough for me. And with our little blaze farm completed, we can safely tick off this off of our list. What did I do? Oh, come on. There we go, that's what I wanted to happen. We have all of the essential needs for all of the potions done, just like that. However, still, I figured out something pretty bad, and it involves the weakness potions, right? We don't want to drink the weakness potions, we want to splash other things with them to make them weaker, especially villagers, to convert them back into their normal state. So, we're gonna need a splash potion tick over here, and for the splash potions we need gunpowder, a resource which we have basically none of. Yeah, believe it or not, but the giant tree that we built that has a creeper farm in it, the creeper farm isn't very good. I tried experimenting with like a new design that I figured could be decent. It's not very decent, however, and it's getting clogged up with spiders all the time. We might return to it and make some changes, but for the time being, we do not have a good enough source of gunpowder at our hands. So we're just gonna skip over the weakness potion for now, and I'm gonna show you what I gathered over here real quick. We have a bunch of blaze rods that I just collected, some fermented spider eyes, gas tears, sugar, as well as a billion gazillion glass bottles. So I'm just gonna very quickly fill up these machines. We're not gonna really start brewing in them just yet. We're just gonna slowly start supplying them. So once the build is done and all of the farms are done, we can safely start creating all of the potions for use. Alright, everything is looking good. The swiftness potions over here just started brewing, so that's nice. These are slowly coming in. One of the bottles is always stuck in the previous hopper, which I don't know what that's all about. But other than that, we're looking good. While this is working, let's discuss aesthetics, shall we? I have an idea for what we could do with this, and it actually involves burying it in dirt. I'm gonna have to ask you guys to be patient with this particular build. It's probably not gonna look decent until it is done, and even if it's gonna be done, I don't know how it's gonna look until it is built. You know, I don't plan out my stuff in creative worlds or anything, but I think this is a decent idea what I have going on over here. You guys will just need to wait to see when it is done, but basically it's very fantasy-like. It's very like, you can kind of imagine it as a hobbit home, right? With a hill over a round doorway, and there's gonna be a big chimney in the middle, kind of like a nuclear reactor chimney almost, shaped kind of like that. Made out of stone and andesite and all that kind of stuff, with some fireplaces on the top, with smoke coming out of them. That is the plan, at least. So I'm gonna try to realize this. I don't know how far we'll come today with this, but I'm gonna try to get a good portion of this done. And coming back at you with a little bit of a progress update here from the top of our creeper farm. I just built this little AFK spot over here. Not that I'm really gonna be using it, I don't think, but it's just gonna be here in case I need a little bit of emergency gunpowder. Anyway, look at this. I think it's decent. No, it is just a giant pile of dirt. So yeah, I try like explaining this stuff to you guys, like what I did here, but you know exactly what I did here. I placed the dirt. I made these round entrances. And yeah, that's basically it. It's really simple, isn't it? All of the entrances are the same. This one is kind of wacky because it doesn't lead anywhere, or I don't know where it would lead, so that's gonna be rough to figure out. This is how the inside looks right now. I think the inside is gonna look completely different though. I think we might just like put some walls here and cover up most of the dirt, because I don't know how we would integrate it into a nice looking interior. This exit leads over here, where there is also nothing, so I don't know what we're gonna do with that either. And the very, very top, also there is no like texture nor greenery added to this. It's just dirt right now. That might change later though. And here we have a giant hole, so I'm probably gonna still fill this in. I was contemplating whether I wanna keep it open and maybe do something open, but I think we're gonna roll with the original chimney idea. So let me just fill this in real quick. There we go. That is that done, with a block missing in the middle, just so I know where the middle is. And we're probably just gonna do another circle over here. I don't know how I made that sound with my mouth, but let's just roll with it. I think it needs to be a little bit bigger, so 5 blocks away like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the way we're gonna do the chimney is we're probably gonna do like a base layer on the bottom over here. So I'm just gonna do a improv circle over here, which is done like this, and that is not good. Maybe something like this. Okay, that is way, way better. That's 2 blocks, 1 block. Yeah, like so. Change of plans. This ended up being too little of a chimney. Alright, I think this is the exact shape I was picturing in my mind. And kind of like a cylinder, right? That kind of gets more narrow and narrow as it goes up. And then there is a slight curve back outside near the tippity top over there. And that's gonna be our giant chimney of our spell making factory. Potion making factory, not spell making factory. Until there is an update that allows us to brew spells in the game, this is gonna be a potion brewing factory. But yeah, this is how it looks. As I said, kind of nuclear reactor chimney-ish looking, right? I'm gonna fill all of this in with stone, and hopefully that will give you a better idea of what we're going for with this build. Tell you what, guys, one of my favorite things about this game is probably the fact that you can turn anything in your crazy imagination into a possibility, like a giant nuclear reactor that produces potions, for example, because that's basically what this turned out to be, and honestly, I'm here for it. So yeah, here it is. Here's the shape of the chimney without any of the detail or anything. And it looks good enough, I'd say, good enough. And let's fly away so you guys can see how it looks. I wanted it to look big, and then I realized how big it would look. Like, you can see it from everywhere. Let's fly to the wasteland real quick, just so you guys can see how it looks from here. A bit choppy, game's having trouble loading, so hopefully it isn't too bad. Yeah, you can see it very prominently, even from over here on low render distance. So yeah, we're gonna need to put an extra effort to make this one look good, as we will be seeing it a lot in scenes. It's probably gonna be in the background of all of the overall videos we'll be doing over here. So it needs to look good, it needs to look decent. Hello, Wild Wolf. We don't really get those around here anymore. I basically tamed all of the wolves that roamed around here, I think at least. But yeah, now we just need to figure out what we're gonna do to make the chimney look good. That scared me. We're also gonna have a pathway around here which is gonna connect up to this one, like so. But yeah, as far as texturing the chimney goes, I think we're gonna do the basic thing of having darker accents on the bottom, so like tuff and cobble are probably gonna be lower down, like so. Gonna have like patches of that, and mix in some cobblestone. Also gonna bring in some mossy cobblestone. Gonna add some greenery to this. I'm also gonna make it look so it's more, you know, integrated into the surroundings and it's not just plonked on top of it like it is right now. And we're probably gonna do some andesite and near the top, and it's not gonna be a perfect shape either. We're probably gonna like dig out some chunks of it here and there. Probably gonna add some overgrowth to it as well. It's gonna look good. It's gonna look good. We just need to trust the process, you know, trust the process. I haven't disappointed you guys yet, I don't think. Maybe I have. I don't actually know what you guys think. But I'm gonna do my best. Hopefully this turns out the way I'm envisioning it. If it doesn't, then we're just gonna have a really ugly thing on our screen at all times. Which, you know, there's worse fates. And I'm texturing this in a way that I'm trying to condition myself to texture more, and that is doing patches instead of just noise. So, you know, a lot of people do the texturing in a way where they just have a big open space and they plonk a few different types of blocks into it, and you know, that's basically it. And what we're doing here is we're doing like patches which lead or point in certain directions. We also have some like small patches down the bottom over here. We don't need to like strictly follow this rule, but for the majority we will have like these larger patches like this one over here. There's like a big cobblestone patch, a larger tough patch which kind of points diagonally like so. So that's what we're gonna do. And also some lucrative coal ore texturing, just to keep the lower parts of this thing darker. That way we do the transition thing, right, where we have darker materials on the bottom, lighter materials on the top, draws the attention better to where we want it to go. You guys probably heard a billion people already talk about it, so I'm gonna shut up now. Oh baby, so there it is, there's the thing in all its glory. It is a little cluttered though, isn't it? It is maybe just a little bit too cluttered in such a way where it kinda loses its shape and its definition, if that makes any sense. It's good enough though, it's good enough. I'm happy enough with it to not change it anymore at least. But yeah, it's just a giant chimney with a little bit of texture now, a little bit of greenery on the base there. and those two new spruce rings around it, with some trapdoors and signs on it, just so it juts out of it a little bit, so it isn't just a level with the walls, right? There's a little bit of a depth thing happening with the shadows. Also added the lamp post that we have everywhere over here as well, and to the other pathway as well, and connected this pathway up to over here. However, there is one small thing that I dislike about this, so let's fly away so you guys can see it. It kind of is too prevalent, isn't it? It's like super out, like right in your face. And I know exactly how to fix it. So what we're gonna do is we have this giant forest around the whole thing, right? Now, we could do custom trees, we could do that, but I kind of want this video to come out now, not in the following 2 months. So instead what we're gonna do is we're gonna just plant some normal spruce trees, we're gonna let them grow around this thing, and that way it's gonna sit slightly better within this forest area, right? And maybe not this close, and maybe not too many trees on the very top of it, maybe just a handful, like one over here. Didn't mean to ball meal it. Actually, we could do a little bit of ball mealing now that I'm thinking about it. Yeah, we're gonna do that too, and maybe that's gonna make the tree a little bit more immersed into the area. With these builds, adding the greenery is usually the easiest part of the whole process, but it does make probably the biggest difference, doesn't it? Like, just adding these few trees all around the perimeter over here made a huge difference from both perspectives. Like, it's so, like, in the forest now, right? Compared to what we had before, it was kind of like just plonked over here, kind of like the chimney was up at the top until we kind of blended it in. And now we did the same with the actual hill the chimney rests upon, and it's way better, I think. Let's fly away one last time, just so you guys can see what I did. It's really just a handful of trees over the whole thing, and a few bone meal, procs all over it, and this is basically no flowers. Flowers not allowed. This is basically the build, as far as the exterior goes. At least as far as the exterior goes. By the way, I almost forgot to talk about this, but I did do a cool thing with the chimney, you probably noticed. But the top is not like even, it's kind of diagonal. Over there it's really low, close to the wooden ring, and that part goes way taller, so it's kind of like diagonal in this way. And I just think it adds a little bit of character to the chimney, so it isn't just, you know, symmetrical from all sides. I think that is a nice touch. But the thing on the top, I'm not very sure about. And you can see the campfires. It's only a handful of campfires I placed over here, and I don't know if I like the smoke coming out of the top. And don't get me wrong, it does actually look good. I think it looks good. I just think that maybe if we did something with stained glass and that would come out, like some kind of bubbles or something, we could do something creative with that. Maybe that would be better than the smoke particles. But for the time being, we're just gonna leave that there, and we're gonna call it a day. And the last thing that we need to tackle is the interior. And I have no idea what we're gonna do with this thing. And I don't even have to have an idea, because we are out of time for today's episode. It's one of those that feels like we didn't really achieve that much, but I mean, we got this whole thing done, we've got a blaze farm now, a bunch of off-camera resources have been collected. You know, now that I'm thinking about it in that way, maybe it isn't too bad. But I hope you guys enjoyed the study of this build. If you have any suggestions, feel free to leave them down below. I'm always more than happy to hear your suggestions, as you guys always know. But that's going to be it from me, so thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Have yourselves a wonderful rest of the day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye!